When we look back, we realize that the things which came to us when we put ourselves in God's hands were better than anything we could have planned. That's from Bill Speaks, or As Bill Sees It. I don't know why I call it Bill Speaks. As Bill Sees It. And Bill is the founder of AA, the 12 Steps. And I came across this book at an auspicious time in my life where some people in my church decided to take it upon themselves to tell me that I wasn't a real Christian because of some of my questions, and saying that I didn't understand why we had to be so negative towards people who didn't believe like us, and why couldn't we just love them while they were on earth if they weren't going to get love in the afterlife. So that didn't sit well with some folks. And this is back in 2000. And they basically told me to get to stepping. And it was really painful because I was also going through a divorce at that time. And they decided to also tell me God was going to abandon me. And so I got really hurt. And for the first time in my life, after giving my life to Christ I understood it back when I was 6, for the first time in my 20s, I was like, why did I do this? This is stupid. I might as well have just been whatever kind of person. And I got a little influenced, and I actually started drinking and trying to act the fool and just be what society said I was. And then at some point when I got around, or away, I should say, from those influences, I came back to myself, and I came back to myself in a way where I made a promise to God that I would believe in God absolutely or not at all. And even though I was never able to really reconcile with that church and those wounds, I did come across this book on my journey, and without knowing it was a 12-step book, and read it and kept it and walked around with it for a significant amount of time. And I actually didn't even know I still had this. I told people that 12 steps helped me get over my toxic Christianity, but I didn't know that I still had the book. I just came across it today and I was like, what? I still have this? So I decided to make a little video, in part just because this book was meaningful, and I guess I'm going to read it some more, so it might be meaningful again, but also because I realize that a lot of things in life function like addictions. Sometimes it's relationships, sometimes it's religion, a lot of things. And I think our whole society needs a freaking 12-step program, because we are acting like real addicts right now, no doubt. And this, when I came across this book again, I just kind of took it as a sign to get reacquainted with it, and also the concepts of 12 step, and maybe look at some of those things when we're thinking about what can we do for our country. So before I let you go, I want to read this little passage because this is why this book stuck out to me, because I opened it up when I came across it in a little free book giveaway back in 2000. And I was depressed. And when I opened it, I saw this. It says, my depression deepened unbearably, and finally it seemed to me as though I were at the very bottom of the pit. For the moment, the last vestige of my proud obstinacy was crushed. All at once I found myself crying out, if there's a God, let God show God's self. I am ready to do anything, anything. Suddenly the room lit up with a great white light. It seemed to me in the mind's eye that I was on the mountain, and that a wind, not of air, but of spirit, was blowing. And then it burst upon me that I was a free man. Slowly the ecstasy subsided. I lay on the bed, but now for a time I was in another world, a new world of consciousness. All about me and through me, there was a wonderful feeling of presence. And I thought to myself, so this is the God of the preachers. And interesting, because I feel like that's the God I met. It's that God you sometimes meet at the bottom of things and realize that God was there in everything, even at the worst. And once we realize that God's there even at our worst, then you can only imagine where God is at our best. So at any rate, I just wanted to pay honor to this book and that process, and to be in wonder, because I have no idea why this book came back in my life, and I didn't even know it was on my bookshelf. But anyway, I know it's a lot of pain going on in the world right now, and a lot of confusion. A lot of us hurt. A lot of us don't want to admit we made some poor decisions, and we're trying our best to see it through. And that is what addicts do. So I guess admit we have problems and then surrender those problems, I guess. Anyway, take care.